Marvel fans, this is it. Daredevil, Born Again. Episode 6 has arrived, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for. The tension is boiling over. The stakes have never been higher, and Muse has finally stepped out of the shadows. After the sluggish pacing of Episode 5, this episode wastes no time in delivering the grit, intensity, and raw action that defines the world of Daredevil. But is this the comeback we needed? Or is it too little, too late? Let's break it all down. And if you're new here and love all things Marvel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown. Matt and Fisk, on the brink. From the very first frame of this episode, the weight of inevitability is crushing down on both Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk. Two men who have tried to outrun their true selves are now being forced back into their old ways. Matt, still struggling with his identity as Daredevil, is watching the city's justice system fail again and again. Other vigilantes, like swordsmen, are filling the void, making Matt's reluctance even more painful to watch. On the other side, Fisk, a man who thought he could control the system from within, is watching his political ambitions crumble before his eyes. His patience is wearing thin, and the facade of Wilson Fisk, the aspiring leader, is beginning to slip. But they don't have time to dwell on their personal struggles, because a new predator is lurking in Hell's Kitchen, one that neither of them can afford to ignore. The rise of Muse. Muse has been hiding in plain sight, and Episode 6 reveals just how deep his madness runs. The graffiti scattered across the city? It's not just street art, it's a grotesque calling card. The paint used in these murals contains human blood, and the terrifying realization is that Muse has been creating his art under everyone's noses for far too long. The horror of his work is driven home in an unsettling sequence where two unsuspecting fans approach him, thinking he's just another masked figure in a city filled with costumed individuals. But their admiration quickly turns into terror as Muse adds them to his ever-growing gallery of victims. This isn't just another criminal. This is a monster, one of the most sadistic and methodical serial killers Matt has ever faced. Matt's first real lead on Muse comes from Angela Del Toro, the niece of the late Hector Ayala. She claims her uncle was hunting Muse before he was executed, but Matt is hesitant to believe her. It isn't until a tense conversation with Cherry that Matt realizes the full scale of Muse's atrocities. Over 60 confirmed victims. This isn't just a villain of the week. This is a nightmare come to life, and Matt is running out of time to stop him. Fisk builds his task force. While Matt is uncovering Muse's trail of blood, Wilson Fisk is fighting his own battle. His political influence is slipping, and even Jacques Duquesne, once an ally, is doubting his Red Hook plans. The humiliation doesn't sit well with Fisk, but instead of licking his wounds, he does what he does best. He takes control. Fisk assembles a task force unlike any other. Not a team of noble officers or skilled professionals, but the most corrupt cops in the city. The same men who likely pulled the trigger on Hector Ayala are now given free rein to hunt down Muse, and by extension, any other vigilantes who dare step out of line. This is classic Kingpin, twisting the system to his advantage, using criminals to enforce his version of justice. And just like that, the city is once again at his mercy. Daredevil returns. The breaking point arrives when Angela Del Toro goes missing. The fear in Matt's eyes says it all. He knows what that means, and he knows he can't afford to hesitate any longer. No more questioning his place in the city. No more standing on the sidelines. The devil of Hell's Kitchen is back, just in time too, because Muse has Angela, and he's about to turn her into his next masterpiece. What follows is one of the most intense fight sequences in Daredevil. Born Again so far, Muse isn't just a killer, he's a predator, fast and unpredictable, attacking Matt with an unhinged frenzy that forces Daredevil to fight like never before. Meanwhile, across the city, Fisk is handling business in his own brutal way. Adam, the man who had an affair with Vanessa, is given an axe and forced to fight for his life. The sequence cuts masterfully between Matt's battle with Muse and Fisk's savage execution of Adam, creating an electric pulse-pounding finale that reminds us why Daredevil is one of Marvel's best properties. The aftermath and the future. By the end of the episode, the dust has settled, but the war is far from over. Angela is saved, but Muse escapes into the night, leaving behind only more questions. Meanwhile, Fisk makes sure Adam will never speak another word. But more than anything, this episode signals a shift. Matt and Fisk both tried to be something they're not. One tried to be a lawyer, the other a politician. But at their core, they are Daredevil and the Kingpin. And this episode marks the moment when they finally stop pretending otherwise. Episode 6 is the shot of adrenaline this series desperately needed, bringing back the high stakes and brutal action we've come to love from Daredevil. But what did you think? Is Muse the most terrifying villain we've seen yet? And what do you think is next for Matt and Fisk? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Daredevil content. See you in the next one.